got a great topic that we've asked them to come on and talk about today, and it's the recent changes with realtor compensation, the realtor service fee. Can you give us a little bit of a background of the current situation, the NAR, the National Association of Realtors settlement, what it is, what caused it, and what's happening from it?
I think the bottom line is that there was a suit, and it has to do with I think that there's the sellers have historically been burdened by the payment of the commissions for both agents, the seller's agent and the buyer's agent. And it does make some sense to put the burden on the seller, for these transactions. Your seller, if you bought a property, had to pay the commissions and so on and so forth, for who knows how long it's been like this. It's been like this as long as I've been practicing.
40 years, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been, let's say 30 years for me. So I don't know anything different up until now, but we've always had, the seller pay it because the seller is, liquidating their property, and they have equity that they have the ability to tap into, and that equity is where the commissions they historically been paid from. And so I believe what happened here is that the lawsuit was filed to say, hey, this is not fair. We need to divvy up the obligation to pay this compensation, among the parties, not just the seller every time we have a closing transaction. You know what? It makes some sense. I mean, if you're the seller of a property, why should you have to pay the full boat? It doesn't, I can see that point. The consumer is asking that question. And that's probably why this suit was filed, because the consumer was upset. So what I think what has happened now or will happen is that you can't use the MLS platform as a means of disclosing compensation to a buyer's agent. And now the buyer's agent has to have an agreement with the buyer, before they even hit the ground running to start looking for properties. And then the compensation that will be offered will vary from transaction to transaction. It's not going to be like 6%, 3 and 3, that kind of thing like it used to be. I mean, it could be. But it's not to say that it will always be that way.
You're going to find two things. You're going to find the consumers that want to go with a high quality service and are okay with paying a reasonable fee. And that's where those realtors are going to be the realtors that are staying in the game, that are going to thrive and going to ultimately deliver a far better experience to the end user. And it's like a high quality car. It's like a high quality pocketbook. It's like a high quality pocket watch, right? Like you can hand those things down generation to generation because they have lasting power, because they are good, because they are more bottom line focused, right? They're more of an investment. But then you have the type of people that are like, hey, I'm just more concerned about what I'm paying versus the quality of what they're getting, right? And that's okay too. That's not my client, okay? But that's okay. There's some people are like, hey, I'm just going to pay this guy. He's going to go ahead and slap a lockbox on. He's hardly ever sold any properties. He's going to service me like who knows, whatever. Camera, phone photos. It's not really going to get out there. It might have only a couple buyers come in the door, but whatever. I don't care. You might have those people. So there's going to be a vast difference between the two, Ted.